How we doing?
Yeah, I think our clock is a little bit slow.
Okay. Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. It's 9 a.m. And we're going to go on with our regular County Commissioners, Board of Commissioners meeting. All present are all commissioners as well as our county auditor, treasurer, and county coordinator. At this time, we'd like to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May I ask, are there any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have two amendments to the agenda. We will be adding under consent items 5.5, resignation, and under administration 8.2, the MOU for PFMLA.
Thank you. So 5.5 for resignation and 8.2 for memorandum of understanding. MOU, okay. Well, hearing the amendments to the agenda, I would need a motion to approve the agenda then for today.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
And second by Commissioner Denny. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We have an agenda. Today, we have agenda item 4, board organization, establishment of our board chair and vice chair.
It is, background is it's customary for the Todd County Board of Commissioners to serve as a chairperson of the board in rotation. Recommendation is to appoint Commissioner as the chairperson of Todd County Board of Commissioners for 2026 proceedings.
Okay, 4.1 is the establishment of the board chairperson.
Mr. Chair, I'll move to nominate Commissioner Tim Denny, 2nd District, for board chair.
There's a motion to appoint Tim Denny as chair. Entertain any seconds on that.
I'll second it.
I have a second. Is there a discussion?
I'd like to have a discussion on that one. I appreciate the nomination, Commissioner Newman. I know that position takes takes a lot of responsibility, and I was hoping that we could. I can't make the commitment to that chair right now, but I'd like to, if I can deny that or turn down that motion.
So discussion is that we have a motion and a second, and any other discussion? Clearly, given the fact that Commissioner Day this time would deny that or deciding not want to do that. At this point, we'd table that then?
Well, we need a chair.
You
so
need
you
to
Well,
have
I
a
would like-
chair.
We need to vote on
You
that?
need to rescind his motion in the second and move forward with another.
Okay. Well, then we need a rescinded decision. Randy, do you rescind it?
You know, we've been doing this on a rotation since I've been a commissioner, and I'd like to continue with the rotation. And I understand Commissioner Denny's response, but I'll rescind it, but at least I know where you stand on it, so.
Okay.
In my second.
So we had motions have been rescinded, the second to be rescinded at this time. So at this time, we'd entertain any more nominations for chair.
I would like to make the motion for Bob Byers to continue as board chair.
We have a motion now for Commissioner Byers to continue as chair.
I'll second that.
And there's a second. Any discussion? I'm hearing no discussion. At this time, we'll take a vote. We have a roll call vote or a regular vote on this one?
I would roll call this since we had a
You want to roll
rescind.
call it? Okay, we'll take a roll call vote. for the Commissioner Byers to be chair for the year 2026 of the board.
The roll call will be Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Naska,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Newman,
Yes.
Commissioner Byers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sorry, yes. Okay,
great. Moving on to the next action I have is to establish a board vice chair. Background is it's customary for the Todd County Board of Commissioners to serve as vice chairperson of the board in rotation. Options are to appoint commissioner as the vice chairperson of Todd County Board of Commissioners for 2026 proceedings.
okay,
Ask for some discussion prior. Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. A little discussion.
Feel free.
prior. Commissioner Denny, would you be willing to accept that again?
I would be able to, willing to accept the vice chair for 2026.
Then I'll motion for Commissioner Denny as vice chair.
we have a motion for Commissioner Denny as the vice chair for 2026. Are there a second?
I'll second.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a roll call vote on that one.
Commissioner Naska,
Yes.
Commissioner Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Denny,
Yes.
Commissioner Newman.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on, do you want to move chairs or do you want to
Yes.
just pass? Well, I guess you're the same
No,
spot.
we're
Never
good,
mind.
I think. I'll vote yes on that one, too.
Okay. Oh, did I forget you? I'm sorry. This is just out of order.
Okay,
So moving on to.
we have the
consent-
board organized for 2026. Thank you, everyone. It's time for agenda item number 5, which be potential consent items.
Yes, and today I have meeting minute approval. Let me get to them, I'm so sorry here. Meeting minute approval. Background is minutes for the following meeting are as attached, December 30th, 2025. The recommendation is to approve the Todd County Board of Commissioners meeting minutes for December 30th, 2025 as presented. And then I have gambling permit for Midwest Outdoor Unlimited Prairie Partners Chapter event to happen March 7th. We also have hire Carter Link, part-time correctional officer, start to date to be determined, and of the retirement administrative assistant to Deborah Durheim on 2/27/26. And then we also have, I might have to go to this one, the resignation of social worker Sarah Bibbs. Bipes, thanks.
Okay, those are the consent items up for consideration. We need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve consent items.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Denny. Is there a second?
Second.
That you, Randy? Commissioner Newman got the second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Item 6 is the county auditor treasurer and our warrants and slew of protocol things.
The first item I have is the auditor warrants for December 2025. Background is printout was sent to you for review. Recommendation is to approve the December 2025 auditor warrants with an ACH and a manual payment totaling the amount of $2,521,276.91.
All right, auditor warrants for December 25 are in the amount listed there, $2,521,276.91. Can I get a motion to move that forward and approve?
I'll motion to approve that one.
Okay, Commissioner Naska is going to motion, and a second's needed to move on.
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Denny.
Excuse me.
At this time, I entertain discussion. Okay, hearing no discussion, we'll take a roll call.
Commissioner Naska?
Yes.
Commissioner Denny?
Yes.
Commissioner Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Newman?
Yep.
Commissioner Byers?
Yes.
The next item I have today is establishing the 2026 official newspaper designation. Background, Minnesota statute, chapter 375.12 requires that annual letting of bids for publication to be held for the publication of official proceedings of the official Todd County Board meetings and notices. The recommendation is to approve by resolution designating the official newspaper for 2026 and I will open up the bids now and proceed. So the newspaper bid was sent to us on behalf of the Long Prairie Leader, and it states, the Long Prairie Leader on behalf of the Leader and the Independent News Herald and Staples World respectfully submit the bid of $20 per column inch for the designation of official newspaper of Todd County. The Long Prairie Leader will act as the lead newspaper under a joint publishers agreement signed by the Long Prairie Leader, the Independent News Herald of Clarissa, and the Staples World of Staples. Additionally, the Long Prairie Leader will then publish the official notices and proceedings of Todd County in the Osakis Anchor newspaper as space is available at no additional cost to Todd County for the year 2026. Signed, Jason C. Brown, publisher of the Long Prairie Leader. CC'd with Ray Benning, Independent News Herald, and Mike Kramer of the Staples World. So that is your official bid. We only have the one, but the three work together in a collaboration. And I do have the publication cost history, and last year was $18 for legal pub. So it's going up to 20,
It's going up 10% or more.
$18 to $20, so
$2.
$2 more.
12.5%,
Yeah.
roughly.
About that.
Okay, we have a 6-2, the official newspaper designation. We have one bid, and I would entertain a motion to accept that bid.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Newman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Any discussion? All right, here no discussion. As we talk about, it's a 12.25 or so % increase for 2026 over 2025. And take a vote then. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And ayes have it.
The next item I have would be the 2026 extra publication newspaper designation. Background is Minnesota Statute 375.12 requires an annual letting of bids to be held for publication of the extra proceedings of Todd County Board minutes, meetings, and notices. Recommendation is to approve the resolution designating the extra publication newspaper for 2026 as, and then I also have that bid present that I will open and read into public record. The designation of extra printing addressed to the Todd County Board of Commissioners. The Long Prairie Leader respectfully submits a rate of $14 per column inch for the designation of extra printing of the financial statement for the year 2025 to be printed in 2026. The bid is made jointly on behalf of the Long Prairie Leader, Independent News Herald of Clarissa, and the Staples World of Staples. Respectfully submitted, Jason Brown, and again CC'd Ray Benning, Independent News Herald, Mike Kramer, Staples World. And extra publication last year was $13 per inch, and it's $14 as the bid came in. What the heck's going on here?
Okay, good there? On your side, the presentation?
Yeah, we're still good.
Okay. So for 6.3, we have the extra publication newsletter designation. We have the one bid at 14 cents per column inch, I believe is the number. And I need a motion to move that forward.
A motion to approve it.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
And Commissioner Denny gets a second. Discussion? Okay, here no discussion. We'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
The next item I have then is the Todd County Board of Commissioners Board Protocol. I have the board protocol attached if you wish. So background is the Todd County Board of Commissioners wish to create a transparent process for the order of the county board meetings and notices. Todd County Board of Commissioners meet in work session on December 16, 2025 to consider and propose updates to the county board protocol document for 2026. The recommendation is to adopt a attached resolution to establish the 2026 Todd County Board of Commissioners Board Protocol.
Thank you. 6.4, the board protocol. And to move this forward, we would need a motion. I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Newman. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Denny gets a second. And discussion.
The only item I can point out that we changed in the board protocol list, the board submission dates, so everybody in staff and county board know when commissioner meetings need to be dated and when the board submission is the deadline by 3 o'clock on the day to the auditor treasurer's clerk file that's listed up here. I would highly stress this needs to be addressed. Sometimes things are coming in late, and I realize there might be some things that have to, but it would be appreciated if they would follow the guidelines of the board protocol. And then the only other item on that board protocol would have been the, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong one, that's scheduled, board protocol, sorry. We'll get to that one in a minute, but the only thing, why do I keep going back here? Well, anyhow, it's not attached, but there it is. No, it's not. All right, anyhow, so the last item in the board protocol would be the adding of the very last item, if you guys can look at it, is we added a statement in asking for data for board proceedings. We had a list years past of several people that wanted the agenda, and some of them no longer exist. And so we're cleaning that up. So
Okay.
it states in there that they have to ask for the data, and then we have the data request that we can give them.
Okay, this,
So that's all it is the data request listing, and I'm sorry, I thought I had it in here, but
great.
Did you look through those then, Denise?
Yes.
To see what we did weed out the ones that no longer are,
oh, the people,
Yeah.
yes. And then after this is established, we're gonna notify those individuals if they still want them.
okay.
It was during a time where there was some issues with the county and they wanted to be notified.
Right, is there any way we can just ask everyone who wants it to resubmit and then?
That's what
call
we're
it
doing
done?
in
I mean, we
that-
don't, do we have to notify everybody that was on that list prior?
Well, no, because there's some of them that,
Right,
yeah.
They're no longer
so,
here?
Right. And so that's why we're making this statement that just says,
okay,
this is the statement that's saying,
Right,
you need
okay.
to make the data request to us.
okay,
We're no longer just gonna send automatically to those
Right.
individuals.
have them request, okay,
Okay, yep.
perfect.
Okay, perfect. Then we do have that was a discussion point that you wanted to bring up. So we do have a
That is true.
motion and a second. Well, any further discussion? Okay, no further discussion. Let's take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. And
Item I have would be, I have to get back up here. This
we
is
have
crazy
dates
today.
now?
So then we have 6.5, right? Yes, meeting date, that's where I was at, that I was talking about. So the background, it's customary for the County Board of Commissioners to set the county board meeting schedule at the first board meeting of each year and adjust accordingly for known scheduling conflicts. To approve, the recommendation is to approve to continue to hold Tidy County Board Commissioner meetings on the first and third Tuesday of every month at 9 a.m. in the Todd County Historic Courthouse, and work sessions designated by board chairperson or 3 members of the county board as deemed necessary. The county board also approves that the November 3rd, 2026 meeting to be moved to November 2nd, 2026 due to the statewide general election event. The county board also approves that the year-end board meeting to be scheduled for December 29th, 2026. And these are what I was talking about previously, so these are the commissioner dates, and the November 2nd one we're asking to move to November 2nd because it would be on the 3rd, and that's the state general election. And then the last board meeting of the year is designated for December 29th. Otherwise, the rest of them do fall in order as the first and third Tuesday.
So they're all Tuesdays except for the November 2nd, which is going to be Monday,
Monday, yep,
which would be better than the 4th because you'll be doing
yes. My office
tabulations
is-
and calculations and,
Well, and we actually have to physically visit each precinct that day, so.
so we have the proposed board meeting dates in front of us. We'll need a motion to move that forward.
I'll make the motion to approve those meetings as stated.
Thank you, Commissioner Danny. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
And Commissioner Noska gets a second, and discussion. Okay, here, no discussion. We'll take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. Next.
Moving on, we have the 2026 committee assignments. Background is customary that the Board of Commissioners establish or reaffirm the committees to which they are a member of each calendar year. Recommendation is to approve the attached resolution adopting the Commissioners' committee assignments for 2026. You have those present in front of you on this large format. We did go through them at the work session. Are there any changes to this list?
I think Jackie, did your change get made, corrected on here?
Yes. This would be committees.
That should be on community safety.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Advisory Council.
I can
Yep.
pull it up here too. Yeah, it's here and we definitely
It's
could
crazy
go line by line.
Yeah.
But it's,
I probably get more calls on the opioid one than on any of them, be honest with you. Which is fine. We got lots of business to do, so
so here's
I
the
wish we didn't have a lot
list.
of business.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, if I could.
Please.
On the Personnel Committee, it's always been the chair and vice chair. But when we get the minutes out, I see that a lot of times there's only one, either the chair or vice chair, if that's in attendance. And I think it's important to have two commissioners, so if one cannot attend, I would really appreciate that you pass it down to another commissioner, because
Can we have alternates on
I
there?
was just going to
no,
say,
and
Commissioner
we've
Becker,
never had an alternate on the
Personnel Committee.
Personnel Committee, but I think it's important to have two commissioners on it, sitting there.
Well, we don't always have to do it the way it was. I'm okay with having an alternate if you want an alternate. Or do you just want to call or more
Or,
consider?
to me, it's just to call whoever's
Call.
available. I don't think any, any specific, but just so you have a second commissioner.
Yeah.
I sat in.
So
for
we're
you
not,
one time.
we're not adding an alternate, it's just the responsibility of the chair or the vice chair. If they cannot attend personnel, they need to reach out to.
To
a
replace them with another commissioner for that meeting.
commi-
Okay, 2026, make a note on that, please.
We will.
Thank you. More discussion on
Are there any other?
committees?
Sure, the MCIT committee, I see it's blank, and that's always been the chair and vice chair. We got down there in December, and none of us could vote that were there because we weren't the chair and vice chair, so.
That's Commissioner
It wasn't even on
Newman.
it wasn't even on this draft from the other day.
It is on there because we are requested
just
by
get moved?
MCIT. Well, we were informed by MCIT every December to let them know who is the standing
Okay.
voting member. And in past, it was always just the chair and the vice chair, and that was what was submitted to MCIT by me,
Sure.
because I'm the master of MCIT. And so now we've, like Commissioner Newman
Okay.
said, we've been down there and we get there and we cannot vote because somebody's not in attendance. So we left that blank for you to decide today because like Commissioner Becker said, it's always been the chair and the vice chair. And it cannot be all five. You
And-
have to pick two.
So we can put two in there.
Mm-hmm.
Any two of us can be on there.
And the only time
That's
we really
correct.
vote on anything is at the
At the
annual
annual meeting.
conference in December,
December.
down in cities, so.
So right now, they think it's the chair and vice chair.
That's what I would submit to them after today, whoever you pick.
Unless we
today.
pick someone else. Does someone
Right.
else want to volunteer?
Well, I would suggest if somebody nominate someone or volunteer, or, I mean, as a chair, I'd volunteer.
Good.
Okay, so we'll put chair.
Yeah, sure.
Byers, okay. And a second voting?
Randy, would you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll be,
Put Randy on there then.
All right.
I'll nominate
just
him.
put me on there.
Okay.
I'll be
I
fine
don't,
with
we
it.
don't need any nominations, I will just.
Give you a shot at the vote there.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on, is there any other committees that you need changes on that you see are not correct? Who are the ones attending, so?
I notice I don't see facilities committee for the county
Yeah,
on the
it's on here.
list. Am I missing that?
Yeah, it's on, because Bob and I are on that one.
I think we added them down at the very bottom.
Okay.
Facilities Committee, right here, under Community Engagement.
Todd County Facilities.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Got it.
And the other one would be the Minnesota Rural Caucuses, but we've all are listed on there as alternates or on it, so we've been covering that real well. Yeah.
That's usually over the one in Alec, right?
Alec, they have
And
usually a
then-
monthly meeting in Alec and then down the
annual?
cities at the annual meeting too, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there it is, Rural Caucus. Yes, we listed all of those.
The other one that we talked about was community corrections, and usually community corrections came in with what, Denise?
Well,
'Cause
usually in the
Kathy-
past, the director, Kathy
Yeah.
Langer, would be present today because she would need the delegates from Todd County on a resolution, because then she leaves and runs up to Wadena County and does it at
And
that
does it
meeting.
at Wadena County too.
We're short that director position yet, so
Oh, so that might be coming back. I mean, I'm fine with staying on, I'm sure
I'll stay on
Lou
it,
is
yeah.
too.
You're right.
We can stay
Yeah, but
on
we
it.
might have to come back with a resolution
Right.
at a
Somebody
later
will have to
meeting.
come back,
Mm-hmm.
because I would imagine Wadena County is going to want to know too.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing the same thing this morning.
Okay. We will leave you two on there then.
Everybody time, it's,
Everybody's fine. Then we're back to the board action for approval. As stated with the changes are listed that we discussed today.
a motion to approve with changes discussed today.
okay. Motion has been made to approve what was discussed today. Denise, you've got great notes, I'm assuming, and everybody's, okay, can we get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Commissioner Denny's gonna second it. Any further discussion? I'm hearing no further discussion. Take a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. 6-7 now, please.
The next item I have is designation of depositories, investments, and electronic fund transfers. Background, per Minnesota State statute and auditing standards, the designation of depository investments and electronic funds transferred shall be approved by the governing body annually. Recommendation is to approve the attached resolution of designation of depositories, investments, and electronic transfers. In the attachment, you will see the resolution and the items that we do currently invest with or do banking with. American Heritage National Bank, Cetera Investments managed through American Heritage National Bank, Minnesota National Bank, a Gold Sweep investment managed through Minnesota National Bank, Morton Capital Markets LLC, U.S. Bank, Magic Fund, and Unity Bank. And I will state just for the record that this Morton Capital Investments, we do not currently have anything in there. And Magic Fund, nothing is in there. And that's only because the Magic Fund, we have not had representation coming to Todd County or anything since prior COVID. So we do list them because we had a chairman wanting, or a chairperson, or commissioner wanting us to add it. So we leave it on there, but just so you know, there's nothing invested in those two.
And I checked on that. Well, Denise had a discussion about Magic Fund earlier this year because there were some open board positions, and I told their chair that we had not heard from, seen, or even been like, you know, thought of.
Right,
And they were surprised by that, but hopefully they can get their act
Yeah.
together and,
right.
I believe that we went to that, what was it, a year ago or 2 years ago at this, in the cities, at the meeting, we went to the Magic Fund
Yes.
presentation when they presented, but other than that, yeah.
And after that, Commissioner Becker, after that meeting, I did reach out. The lead person retired, and I was very familiar with her, and we did speak before she retired, and she was, like Commissioner Byers said, was surprised that nobody has reached out, or we don't have a representative with our account. So
Okay.
I'm not speaking bad of that account, I'm just saying we don't have any representation to,
yeah. But if
With
you
us,
want our
so.
business, you gotta take care of us. I mean, my goodness. Come say hi. Okay. So the designation of those listed, we would need a motion to move forward.
I'll make a motion to move forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a quick second out of Randy and discussion. Okay, hearing no discussion, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried.
The last thing I have is the Extension Committee appointment. The Todd County Extension Committee serves as an advisory board body for the U of M Extension in Todd County. Committee members serve a 3-year term that are renewable. We request the following appointments to be made for the county extension. Ted Gray to be reappointed to a 3-year term, 2026 through 2028, as District 3 representative. The recommendation is to adopt the recommendation for reappointment of Ted Gray for another term on the Todd County Extension Committee.
Okay, thank you. 6.8, Extension Committee appointment of Ted Gray, District 3 to the Extension Committee. Need a motion to move that forward.
I'll make a motion to move it forward.
Thank you, Commissioner Becker. Second, anyone?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Noska. Any discussion? Appreciate it. Represents my district and does a nice job, so. All in favor, let's take a vote. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you,
Thank you.
Denise. And now we're on to Health and Human Services and our opioid settlement funding requests.
Morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. We have two
Good morning.
requests here in front of you today. Opioid settlement funding requests for Wellness in the Woods. Some background, the Todd County Opioid Settlement Advisory Committee at their December 17th meeting approved the funding request from Wellness in the Woods. The request would continue peer support program within the Todd County Jail, providing twice weekly sessions to assist inmates with recovery and reentry. Your options are to approve the request from Wellness in the Woods or to not approve. It's our recommendation you approve the opioid settlement funding request from Wellness in the Woods.
Okay, and I believe, remember from the meeting, this is the gentleman that has come from Duluth maybe, or somewhere up north, and has been coming for some time, and
Yep,
know-
we've been funding it for, this will be our third funding year for Wellness in the Woods. And Sheriff Allen, I'm sure, can speak towards it, but it's going really well.
Yeah.
Seems to be well supported by the inmates, and he seems to have the, personal experience that really relates to our inmates. So we did spend, just as a reference, in '23, we supported them with $16,250. '24, it was $25,200. This is going to be partially covering '25 and '26. We have received some dollars through RMHI, Regional Mental Health Initiative, to also offset those costs.
okay. Entertain a motion to approve Wellness in the Woods opioid funding settlement.
So moved.
Commissioner Denny's going to make the motion. Is there a second?
I'll
Sec-
second.
Oh, go ahead. Barb, you take it.
Commissioner Becker has a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. 25,000 enough?
Yep.
I mean, we're sitting on, what, $500,000 in that fund right now? And it's like, I've been watching this committee, and we're going 10 here, 15 here. If there's accountability and we have a financial, we're handing this money out, and if we have the financial capability of tracking this funding, I don't see why it's, Wellness in the Woods, we can't give 50,000 and go from there. Because if we can police this and track it financially, and we're sitting on $500,000, what the hell are we doing with the $500,000? Is it collecting interest?
We have 18 years to spend it,
Well, exactly.
and it was front
So it's like,
end loaded.
and it's gonna keep coming in for 18 years, so it's, to
Not at
me,
the
it
same
doesn't make-
rate, but I get your point, I really do.
Yeah, and
Where I'm going with this, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I think for this specific project, this is what they're able to do with their staffing, correct? Could we entertain more proposals from Wellness in the Woods? Absolutely. For other projects that they want to do in the community, this is very specific peer recovery in the jail that we've supported. And typically, the way we word these is $25,200 until funds run out. So will it last a year? Probably. Will it last longer than that? We like to come to board so that you guys approve it, right? These are all reimbursement funds. They don't get a blank check from us. So, we need to monitor that as well.
But if we have the funding there to help our constituents, why not help them?
And, in earlier year, we did put out a request for proposal for ideas for our community to utilize the funds. And We acted on those that were appropriate
And it
with the
fit, and
requests
fit
that
the,
came
and fit
in.
the fund, yeah, what has to be done. I will say this, on Wallace of Woods, I do know, I was in that meeting, and Mike did talk, he's like, this guy is really good for our team, so, you know, hopefully he continues to do it, and, you know, kind of like a repeat sale for him, and he does a good job. I mean,
he
if he
does.
wasn't doing a good job, we would have said, vamoose.
I hear you.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yes.
just to explain to Commissioner Newman, I would imagine their ask on their side of the world for auditing, yes, you could give them 50,000, but what if they can only spend 25,000? Now they're sitting on that money that they have to report to.
True.
Because they're getting the donation through a
True.
federal money that's given to the county. So I would say that what Human Services brings
Just
in.
saying.
I do agree. I think there's a lot of opportunity with these funds. I think what's been challenging is finding appropriate projects. You know, we've gotten lots of interest in things that are sometimes appropriate, sometimes not. And so it is our intention to get these dollars out, absolutely. I think, again, spending $25,000 a year on this program is going to eat up those funds rather quickly. You know, we're at $489,000, you're correct. We're projected to get about $1 million. This will run through 2038. So we're about half of it, right? We've already spent $163,000. So I do think it's important that we take our time to spend these dollars wisely. There are recovery programs like these that are done really well. But I also think we need to look towards more prevention and how do we work towards best using these dollars, especially as our cannabis laws have changed, to reduce use overall in our youth and other things. So it's something we continue to look at. I think the problem is, again, it's no one's job to use these funds. So we have to seek out projects, and that takes some time.
Okay, so, remind me, Denise, I've had a lot of discussion there. Do we have a motion? We have a motion and a second, right?
Yep.
Okay. We good to take a vote, guys, everyone? Okay, let's take a vote then. Let's, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Wellness New Woods gets $25,200.
Thank you. Next request is the Todd County Sheriff's Office. Background, the Todd County Opioid Settlement Advisory Committee at their December 17th meeting approved the funding request from the Todd County Sheriff's Office to purchase a medication drop box, sharps collection box, and naloxone distribution site to be housed at the Sheriff's Office lobby. Your options are to approve the request or to not approve the request. It is our recommendation to approve the opioid settlement funding request to the Todd County Sheriff's Office.
All right, 7.2. You see the funding request from the opioid settlement. We'll need a motion to move that forward.
So move.
Thank you, Commissioner Newman. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Nosk gets a second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Please.
Sheriff Allen, you want to come up?
Here, Mike, I'll let you sit here with the gun belt you have on. Thank you. Yep.
I had kind of requested this because there's no way of the constituents out there getting rid of Sharpies. And now with Ozempic, all them, you got your cholesterol shots, you have everything else. There is no way to properly dispose of them. And I checked with Centricare, Lakewood doesn't take them. Nobody takes these Sharpies. What we've been telling people is just take your empty bottle of laundry detergent, throw your needles in there, tape it up, and
Solid waste.
dispose of it, okay? I did bring, I had a disposable container that I'd gotten from Centricare Pharmacy, which they're like $15 a piece or $10 a piece, something like that. Talked to our solid waste facility, and that's how they'd like them taped up in that container because it is marked hazardous. It is marked Sharpies. So I'm glad Sheriff Allen has stepped up to the plate. We were gonna go through Prairie Pharmacy. Christie wrote up all the paperwork, submitted it to the opioid committee. Yeah, just a little disappointed because like I said, there is a lot of Sharpies out there and you don't want the kids getting into them. You know what I mean?
use the proper disposable containers, buy them. If you have to disperse them, disperse them.
Yeah.
But there's a need out there, and the proper way, like I said, the proper way of disposal, nobody else will take them. Central Care will not take them.
What's the, is there like some type of box for the,
Yeah, it's similar to the drop boxes in the Long Prairie Police Department and Staples PD. They have their medication drop boxes, very similar. Ours will be labeled sharps in one and medication in the other. Nice part about us is we're open 24 hours a day. It'll be in the lobby, so it's not very evasive. People can come in and not be seen. And we'll have some opioid money spent on the opioid portion of it, which is the Narcan that's going to be distributed freely in the same location. So
yeah.
it's a good compromise, and it's a good central location, and we'll keep it there. And spoke with Mike Aberly at the transfer station, and we've got a plan on how we're going to take care of this issue, and I think we're working together very well.
Okay, great. Good request, and thanks for the support. So we have a motion and a second. Can I get take a quick vote? Those in favor can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is going to carry.
Great, thank you.
Thank you all, everyone. And next up is administration, and they have two topics. Start with the 2026 non-union and appointed officials' salaries.
Okay, so the background is the Todd County Board of Commissioners' desire to set salaries for appointed officials and regular full-time employees not covered by a collective bargaining agreement. This comes up every year. The resolution and the board action form are similar to last year. The resolution states that, just a moment here. Okay. Denise, can you roll down a little bit there? I have it on my computer, but if you can just roll down to the next page, we'll read off the resolution. Whereas the Todd County Board of Commissioners are responsible for setting the compensation of county employees and appointed officials, and whereas the Todd County Board of Commissioners desire to follow the same pattern bargain with unions for the non-union, regular full-time employees and appointed officials, and whereas a 3.5% general wage increase will take effect on the first day of the first full pay period in January 2026, pay date February 4th, 2026, for regular full-time employees, and step increases will be granted the first day of the first full pay period worked in July. Pay date August 5th, 2026 for eligible staff. Now therefore be it resolved that the Todd County Board of Commissioners authorize that a 3.5% general wage increase will take effect on the first day of the first full pay period in January 2026, payday February 4th, 2026 for regular full-time employees. Step increase will be granted starting the first day of the first full pay period worked in July. Pay date August 5th, 2026 for eligible staff. So your options would be to approve the attached resolution setting the 2026 non-union and appointed officials' salaries, or do not approve.
Okay, thank you very much. Before us is the resolution, and see the numbers, 3.5%, first pay period in January with step increases August 5th. Is that right? August 5th, the right date? Yeah, it's the right
Yes.
date, 2026.
Just hold him.
You guys good?
Yes. Our guest for our work session is entering the waiting room. Yes.
Okay. We need, I'd entertain a motion to approve this. Or discussion, whatever.
Motion to approve.
Motion's been made to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
And we have a second. Any discussion?
All been in the budget. It's all in the budget.
Yeah.
Yep.
Randy, yes, it's been budgeted. Any further discussion? Hearing no further discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Agenda item 8.2 today is the memorandum of understanding. Is it understanding? Yeah. Yes. MOU? Mm-hmm. MOA? Agreement, not an understanding. We're going to agree on something here. Potentially.
All right. So the background is during the term of the current labor agreements, new Minnesota laws were enacted establishing paid family and medical leave, PFML. Todd County has elected to participate in an alternative private plan. The county has negotiated memorandum of agreements with applicable bargaining units to address the PFML premium split and the ability of employees to supplement PFML benefits with accrued paid leave. The memorandum of agreements establish a 50-50 premium split between the county and the employees payable through payroll deductions effective January 1, 2026. So there are two memorandum of agreements, and your options would be to approve and adopt both of them related to paid family and medical leave. One of them is with Todd County and Law Enforcement Labor Services Incorporated, LELS, the deputies. And the second one is with Todd County and the Teamsters, Sheriff's Supervisory. So your options would be to approve and adopt them or to not approve and adopt.
Okay, we have the memorandum of agreement.
Agreement.
And at this point, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Noska. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Denny. Discussion? Well, hearing no discussion, we'll take a voice vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Just another thing gets passed on to us,
12,000 people applied the first day.
Just another hand down from the government.
250 additional employees to run it.
Jesus.
Okay, at this point, we're on our standing reports. We'll start with County Auditor Treasurer, please.
We are working through a year-end settlement and cleaning up all our year-end files, as well as setting up the new year files. We continue to work with the auditors from Clifton Larson Allen as they have continual questions leading up to our March actual on-site annual audit. And then we are working through several school special elections, and they just keep coming in and in. It's amazing. I think we're up to 3
Yeah.
or possibly 4 right now.
Hits keep coming.
Yep,
Okay, you good?
I'm good.
Thank you. We'll move past the county attorney and go to county coordinator.
All right, well, our big news this week has been our first payroll in Paycom. So there's been a little bumps, a little bit of learning curve, but I just want to salute and say, hey, thank you to all the Todd County employees as they continue on this journey with us through Paycom. And then especially to my staff, Chris Kasubi and Nellie Johnson. They have just been putting in lots of hours working through Paycom. And so it's been a quiet week over the holidays. I do want to mention that Representative Wiener and Senator Utke are both invited to attend the January 20th work session. So our next meeting, we will plan to have them here in attendance.
Great. Love it when they come. Okay, commissioners. Randy, what do you got today?
Yes, Mr. Chair, attended the last board meeting of 2025. I also want to thank you, Bob, Commissioner Byers, and Commissioner Denny for your leadership in 2025 and looking forward to 2026. So thank you guys for that. The only other thing I have is back in mid-January, I did request financial statements from the Todd County Area Trails Association for the snowmobile trails. I was told they were going to give the information to Commissioner Becker. Commissioner Becker attended their meeting on Sunday night, and they did not come up with the financials. I did also have a conversation with Area Trails Manager, Tim Edgerton from the Sauk Rapids DNR office, about this. We are the sponsor, and if you want to go online or want any information on that, it's right here. I was just flabbergasted that they would not release the financials, and they also have pull tab up in Bertha, that they will not release any of their financial information unless it was requested here and all 5 of us voted on it, which I have no idea why they'd want to do that. But that's where we are, and if I have to bring it back in front of you guys on the 20th, Representative Wiener is aware of what's going on because it involves state funding, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I may,
Yeah.
on that report, the Trails Association could be requested by the board to come and do a presentation, just like our other
We could.
agencies that do presentations.
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all I
Well,
got, man.
we'll give it a little, let it simmer for a little bit and then bring them in if they'd like to talk to us. We'd love to hear from them. Commissioner Becker.
Yeah. I attended the Todd County Trail Association meeting in Broward last Sunday, which I've been a member for many, many years. We've helped begin the trails, did the initial work on the trails and so forth. So other than that, I didn't have any meetings, but I would also like to thank Commissioner Byers and Commissioner Denny for their leadership last year and moving forward to year 26.
Thank you. Commissioner Denny.
We just had a personnel meeting since the last board meeting, so other than that, it's been pretty quiet. But again, just like everybody else, extend my thanks to everybody. I mean, the whole board and department heads and managers, supervisors, everybody, and all the employees. It's been a really good year working with everybody, and just appreciate all the hard work that's gone into the county, and I mean financial specifically, but also just everyone's building their own team up to be the best one they can have and put together. So appreciate all the efforts all the way around.
Okay, Commissioner Nauska.
Yeah, since last meeting in 2025, I haven't had any other meetings, so it's been it's been nice to have that little break and some time with family. Otherwise, yes, as everyone else has said, I thank our staff, our department heads, our staff here in Todd County, and my fellow commissioners. It's there's always some bumps in the road, but it seems like we're doing real well and headed in the right direction. So looking forward to hopefully an uneventful and calm 2026.
Great. Thank you, sir. Report that we had personnel, like Tim said, and then we had the interviews, right? That was after our last board meeting? Or was that prior to our last board meeting?
That was prior.
That was prior?
That was prior,
Okay.
yep.
Well, I don't know if we reported on, but we did, and we're going to potentially have one more.
Yep.
For our
Probably
HR
Friday.
position. So hopefully that'll get sewn up real soon. Otherwise, yeah, thanks everybody for your support last year and onward and upward to 2026. With that, I'd ask for a recess. We're good?
I'll make a motion to recess until the January 20th.
Thank you very much. And is there a second?
Second, Randy got it.
Randy's got it.
Commissioner Newman got it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We'll have our work session in 5 minutes. Is that okay?
Yep.
Get a coffee and a break.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, Randy. I'm not gonna, I told him that what would happen.
But you know, it's just a flag. Come back and say, I don't have to give you nothing. You're elected official.
Yeah. That's what they wanted, that's what they get,
Okay.
you know? I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't turn
I
it
have
over.
to be so anal. I don't know. So now.
Sharpies, my daughter, well, my daughter's Katrina Old. She worked at the transfer station.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, can you hear us?
One time they were doing the recycling.
Hi, good morning.
Jeff, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
okay.
Maybe
Can we
need to
hear
turn the
him?
volume
Okay.
up.
You don't know?
Let's
No,
turn
you're
the
not here,
volume up.
here for stuff like that.
Wait.
Oh, that's why.
I forgot to go off of intermission. My bad.
There we go. All right, Jeff, can you hear us?
Good morning.
There you are.
Morning.
Yay, good morning.
Thanks, Nellie.
We were still on intermission. All right.
Oh.
Yes, thank
Nellie's our
you.
video cop. She's out there watching everything. Come on, come
Technology,
on, let's
gotta
go.
love it. Gotta love it. All right, Jeff, so we did an introduction, and with that, I'd like to turn it over to you. All 5 of our commissioners are here, and I want to hear what's the latest on Child Care House.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to come in virtually today. As I woke up early this morning and the rain was a sheet of glass outside my door, I figured it would be better to come in this way. But I look forward to the chance to hopefully meet you in the future here. I've been up there quite a bit over the last several months. Child Care House, very exciting. Again, my name is Jeff Andrews, President of Business of Child Care. We're based in Bloomington, Minnesota. Our work extends right now all the way out into North Carolina, west into South Dakota, and in other spots around the country. And our work is really focused on one simple mission, which is to help guide childcare business owners and the communities they serve to better outcomes. And our work, really exciting, starting to take shape in Long Prairie around Child Care House. And if it's all right, I think I can share possibly here a few quick slides here. I know I've got about 10 minutes or so, so I want to be mindful of that and certainly leave some time for some questions as appropriate. But at the end of the day, Child Care House really stems as an outcome from a recurring problem that I've seen and our team has seen, and really our field has seen as we've worked around areas of the country, certainly no different in Long Prairie and within Todd County, which is how do we find the right mix of opportunity and solution that brings childcare closer to home. The stories are too many of parents who drive an hour the wrong way out of town to find care, drive all the way back and through town another few minutes the other way, and repeat that process several times a day for the time their children are in childcare. And we think about that as a time loss, right? Time loss is opportunity loss. And so Child Care House ultimately becomes, at a very simple level, an opportunity to bring better wage realization opportunity. And certainly in Long Prairie and surrounding areas, manufacturing being a big driver, we know that each job of manufacturing in Minnesota on average in 10 slots, so a family provider creates 1.9 million in GDP production annually. And so that's where we've taken this approach, that are there opportunities for us to better localize and align childcare opportunities to the needs that actually are being unmet. And we know when we think about economic development, we think about families, we think about jobs, oftentimes one of our limiting factors is alignment of care to the actual shifts that might be being worked. For instance, in manufacturing, we have operations that often sometimes start before 6 or run 4/10s or a variety of other opportunities. And so Child Care House and hosted spaces where existing space exists really becomes an opportunity for us to better align those needs and ultimately create those opportunities for wages, because we know that for the most part, families leverage and benefit from childcare because ultimately it allows them to go do those things that create that economic opportunity. So it's this localized strategy. Even as we think about childcare broadly as a community, if we have one provider thriving that's benefiting 10 families, the economic opportunity for employers to have jobs filled creates better opportunity for our communities. And so Child Care House, its first and inaugural edition. Lou was there at our grand opening here in November down in Mapleton, Minnesota. And Mayor Jeff Annis, City Clerk Wagner, and others over the last really almost a full year now went through our 4-phase pathway to bring Child Care House to life for the first time. Overfunded their target goal, about $300,000, and benefited through our support in the funding elements, securing a deed grant through their child care program, a national T-Mobile grant, and as always,
a lot of local support from foundations and organizations and entities. When we think about this, we're getting our final finished houses here with the weather of the last couple of weeks. It's not been as ideal, but you can see it's a standard residential unit. This unit here is 800 square feet. Each unit has a 1-bedroom, it's a 1-bath, a full kitchen. You can see Brooke Garvey, our selected operator, just about to open and getting her space filled out. It's fully furnished as well. So all of the elements that go into creating the capacity and being able to turn it on have been incorporated into our one partner, one process approach. You can see, I tried to switch some pictures in here for folks, but a big open room that really creates an ideal learning environment, replicating those that we see in homes around Todd County today from our existing family providers. But yet without some of the elements of risk, like rat poison under the sink, for instance, or TVs and other things that often make up our homes. And so it creates an opportunity with Child Care House to really create an opportunity for what we see in the field already today. Many young people coming in to the workforce who are wanting to run their own small business, right? A Main Street childcare, if you might think about it, but often are limited by lack of home ownership, or even more likely scenarios where the home itself might not be ideal for hosting childcare. So this really creates an opportunity, eliminates the prerequisite for home ownership. And as we think about Long Prairie, what's really exciting is starting to leverage, I won't pronounce it correctly, but the old industrial park right across from the new housing there. This was an original layout here. 6 units can fit on the parcel that we're looking at right now. And as we look at the current project in focus, we're looking at 3 units to start initially. And so we're in the phase 1, and this phase 1 has gone a little bit longer than originally planned, but for the benefit of this project and those in the future. As we've wrapped up our experiences and learns through Mapleton, we've benefited from the opportunity to select a new development partner, which will be a better match to ideally develop these childcare houses on that parcel. We have a new funding partner that is experienced out of Baxter, Minnesota, that will be working with us to leverage all available opportunities. And really, funding is the biggest limiting factor. And that's a question that many communities start with, is how will we pay for it? And more, what we're helping communities like Long Prairie understand is a number of different ways. Most recently, new legislation, which is an opportunity for all workforce and employer leaders in Todd County around the country, is an enhanced benefit for tax credits and write-offs for contributions, not only to on-site or near-site childcare centers that we often think about for employers, but even efforts like this in Long Prairie that aren't near-site but benefit both workforce and families, up to 50% write-off for contributions. And so we've been working through that new legislation that literally just went into effect here in the last few days to make sure that, again, whether it's Child Care House or broader efforts to support childcare in Todd County, employers have the opportunity to maximize their benefits that are now enhanced through that legislation as well. So it really, when we think about childcare, we think about Child Care House, we really think about this as a whole community effort. And we think about it that way because at the end of the day, we understand childcare ultimately enables lots of things to happen. The obvious, right? Kids being prepared for kindergarten, but sometimes overlooked until at least the pandemic, the unlocking of our workforce. And that's why we're so grateful to be partnering with Long Prairie and working with Jackie and others in the community to continue looking at this great opportunity as a catalyst to support our existing providers further and to look at other ways to create conditions that are right, as they might say, to attract more child care providers to take on this important and critical work. One last slide I think I have here. This just gives a quick overview of our 4-phase guided pathway. As I mentioned before, we're in that confirmation stage of all the details. We'll quickly move into phase 2 here in February, where we'll launch more community messaging, not just for Child Care House, but broadly around child care and its benefits and opportunities. We'll secure that funding, and we help support the selection of the operators for each of these child care houses in partnership with the community. So we have a fully set up selection process that provides good information, good opportunity, and support for those who might be interested The community then is supported through that selection process. As we move into summer, it's a pretty quick endpoint. We'll begin construction. It's about a 12-week cycle for the building of the structure itself, the house. And at the same time, our startup advisor from Business to Child Care will be working with each selected operator to onboard them as a business, get them set up with the traditional elements of a business, an LLC, some messaging and marketing, and most importantly, being connected with local resources and others as appropriate to make sure they start off, as we say, with the best foot forward that they can. And we support all of our projects, so whether it's child care house or others that are launching new, with the first full year of support, monthly check-ins, again, from that startup advisor. Anybody who's had the opportunity to work with small businesses know often that first year is the most difficult, because that's when everything becomes real. And so we've intentionally built in support through that first year to ensure that provider, that operator, is continuing to find success and having a partner to work through challenges that might arise. So that's a quick update on what we're doing here. I think I wanted to end with just a quick slide here that highlights the ROI. We often talk about investment in childcare. We talk about the costs of care. But at the end of the day, when we have good providers, when we have supported providers who are sustaining, that impact can be broad. And then most importantly, for every family provider, creates real economic opportunity, not just in Long Prairie, but in every community in Todd County. And so I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you this morning, at least virtually, and certainly look forward to continuing to be a support for those we've been working with as you continue to find ways to ensure childcare is solid, sustainable, and meeting the needs of the families.
Did anyone have any questions for Jeff at this time?
I have a quick question for Jeff or the team here, but the operator or candidate selection, is that, like, if there's going to be three buildings put up, how does that work usually? And then the other question that is, they talked about the word support for a year. I mean, support, that's kind of a broad term. What does support mean? And support,
Absolutely. Thank you for the questions. The operator selection process, to your point, we'll have 3 houses, so there'll be 3 providers selected, and we will work with the community. Generally, you would have an open application and select your top 3. The other opportunity may be a phased approach, depending on final construction timing and depending on if there's other partners. For instance, in one community right now, we do have an employer that is going to take on building and owning a child care house. And so we're working with them specifically to make sure that alignment of needs is met for their workforce. To the other question around first year support, actually takes form in a few different ways. It's monthly check-ins that are structured on a actual set of focus areas, if you might say, through the year. It also includes 3 resupply shipments from our partner Lakeshore Learning that help that provider in that first year with some add-ons of consumables like paints and things like that. But it also includes support with, in essence, the leaders in Long Prairie on the ownership side to ensure any details are worked out, any hiccups that might have been uncovered can be resolved, so that as we move to the end of year 1, everybody feels confident, and it really operates more or less as a tenant, landlord-tenant type of relationship, fairly hands-off as far as any interaction once the structure is there. That's what this really becomes, is an infrastructure investment rather than an operating case or an ongoing need for operating the actual child care or anything to do with it.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions or?
For me, the timing right now on this with Minnesota being in the national news for childcare fraud and stuff, it's just a hard time. I understand we got to have it locally and we're going to have to police it locally. But, being in the national news and the state news damn near every day with childcare fraud, it's just right now, it's just have a hard time. So I really do. And I trust our local people that are doing daycare right now in their own homes, but how much they've been getting screwed over by people in the metro area.
Lou, you had some numbers previously about the need in Todd County.
Yeah, 190 slots are necessary in Long Prairie and over 450 in Todd County. So, and to talk to you about that, I mean, the people that are putting in, oh, so you want to go up and turn on the microphone and.
Repeat what you said earlier. Sure, sorry, Jeff. You must not have heard me. Okay, what did I just say?
The Long Prairie.
Oh,
has-
yes, open slots. So we have, and this came from First Children's Finance, and it has been updated. I called her again and said, hey, we had this 2 years ago. What does it look like now? It's about 190, sorry, for Long Prairie, and over 450 in Todd County. Slots
When they
available.
say like, that's the need, that's the slots, is that just, I guess I'm trying in my head to go, there's always need versus like want or being able to actually afford the childcare. So like I might need a slot, but can I really afford a slot?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's any designation in that. Maybe I'm
That's a good
barking up the
question.
wrong tree.
I have not asked that question of First Children's Finance. I just know that, I've met people, let's say, well, I won't mention any names, but she goes to 3 childcares to drop off her kids. And so,
Sure, I mean, I see, we see
yeah,
that. in some-
and at the last meeting we had 45 people in the room, and they were all looking for childcare after Trinity closed. So there are about 40 families lost their childcare at Trinity. So, and it did go from 150 to 190, and the 190 was the Trinity factor, that difference.
Mr.
So-
Chair, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Lou, so you're saying 190 additional spots is what we need just in Long Prairie here?
And this is
400
just
throughout-
covering, I
400
know,
throughout
and this
Todd
is just
County.
30 to, well, if you can, there are certain childcares that have certain licensing that can go up to 12.
Right, I get what you're saying there, wow, if that's the case, if we need 190, then this should be an easy
priority.
sell.
Yeah.
It should be filled
And
real
I
easy,
did-
but to Commissioner Byers' point, is it ones that we can actually fill with what they'll cost? Can we fill it with what the price for these families coming in to drop their child off? Will that cost, will it be affordable for them?
Yeah.
Or will we be in the same position? We'll still need 190, but in an empty building because they can't afford to put their kids in it.
Unless it's subsidized.
So, yeah, well, okay, yeah, I get it. what
Unless
you're
it's
saying.
subsidized.
But yeah, so that's.
I mean, there are a lot of programs now through the Children's First Finance and I think the state where kids can get scholarships, parents, families can get scholarships. We have the Head Start up at, no, not the Head Start, the TCC AP up at the old hospital, and that's income-based.
Okay.
So, Jeff, did you have any comment to that?
Yeah, I would just say that I think the one thing to highlight with Child Care House and just more broadly is it does take some of the burden of facilities and development of facilities and even existence of facilities off. It also creates a more visible environment as we think about transparency and visibility. And most importantly to highlight, it's a residential unit. And so as Mayor Annis has said to some in the League of Cities and elsewhere, someday when we don't need this for childcare, we can either transition it to become housing to support some of our transitioning seniors from the farm, or we can sell it as a residential unit and recap our investment. And so that's the one of the things that we thought long and hard, I guess, for the last few years with Child Care House is how do we protect public investment? How do we mitigate risk around developing and creating new opportunities for childcare so that from our standpoint, how do we set professionals up in a way that as much as we want everywhere, we can illustrate and showcase. And I think that's what this opportunity really represents as well.
And the fear of maybe fraud, these are local people that are going to be applying for the position. I already had 3 or 4 people come to me, and some want to move out of their house, but to go into this, but we want to create new slots and keep the others in their house, you know. And Alyssa Erdrich, who works for the county with Sourcewell, said she will have no problem getting applicants to apply for this.
That Jeff, or Mr. Andrews, that slide on the Mapleton, the Mapleton facility, there was a large list of sponsors, or I think maybe those are funding partners on the bottom.
Yes.
I'm assuming that the local team here is reaching out to like-minded or like businesses saying, hey,
This is what
it's
happened
working.
there.
Yeah, so there's a couple banks on there, right?
It's one of the reasons Melissa and I, chose Business of Childcare, because they are going to be helping find these different funders. And we, Leah is from the nonprofit sector and has done fundraising for years and years with United Way. We're going to make a list of people that we can contact and talk to. We've already had a meeting with Dan's Prize, ECP, and the packing. We invited all businesses, but they couldn't make it to that meeting. But we had one conversation with Dan's Prize. They had a second shift, and 10 people couldn't make it because of childcare. And so they got the product done, but they had to do overtime, and they had to force these people to work, not force, but they had to do the job without the other 10 people. It took longer. So if you count all of that kind of what happens, and she suggested a second shift childcare. So, and maybe we could double up, have one first shift, and then tag team, next person come in, do the second shift. You know, yeah. There are lots of different models.
How many children will be in each house?
So 10 is the minimum.
Okay.
And 12 would be the maximum.
Okay.
I mean, of course, you can have less than 10, but you can have up to 10. Thank you.
10 to 12, okay.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
And there's similar conditions where there's only, is there an infant rule? Like
Yeah, and then the
one
infant
infant or
rule
whatever?
is, I believe, two infants. Yeah. So it doesn't solve our problem of infant care. However, that is another issue.
Then you're talking different shifts, so would this be operating 24 hours a day?
That is one of the models, Jeff, right? But we don't, he's never had that model yet, but in Austin, is that where the Hormel is? Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, they have a 24-hour. Dan's Prize has a 24-hour. It's not Dan's Prize, it's Hormel.
Right.
And they have a foundation that supports it. And I do want to make a call to them about if anything has changed. They actually they pay the workers through Dan's Prize. So child care providers paid with all of the benefits of Dan's Prize. I mean, not Hormel, sorry.
Hormel.
Keep on saying
okay.
Hormel.
I'm assuming, let's say, rates are probably higher, I'm assuming in a metro versus a
Yeah.
rural area, but whatever the bill rates are, is 10 the break even or the profit number, 10 children in the facility, or is it?
Jeff?
No, it is not. No, generally, our operating models for providers, we work out an assumption of 8.5.
Okay.
Because no one ever runs 100% full, 100% time. We also work, we'll be finishing this work in the next couple of weeks, at a target of what we want the earnings of these operators to be at roughly, because that is the other piece of it. The benefit of Child Care House ultimately is, and really great participation by the local group here in Long Prairie, is defining it to be what it is, defining what it is we think providers should make, working on getting rates to a place of affordability as it might be locally defined. But ultimately, childcare house was designed to really help support communities meet unmet needs, so that we're not taking away from existing providers, we're not taking business away from those who are doing, but rather creating new opportunities for that work that isn't available, that does unlock opportunities for families that otherwise work second shift, but there are no second shift providers. So over time, you also will see that a provider may come and then go. And the benefit of childcare house and ownership in the community, the asset remains that of the community. As needs change, providers change, the needs and outputs of that particular unit can be adjusted to ensure over time it continues to meet the needs that are unmet in the community and benefit those families and their children as well.
Okay.
So I appreciate your comment about fraud. I just think that in this local level, that we won't have that issue. Yeah.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but you know how people
Yeah, I know.
are.
It's not a good time.
It's
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
an issue right now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Any other questions or for local team or for Mr. Andrews?
No.
No? Huge need.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a slide deck, if you would, Mr. Andrews. Send it to Jackie, or maybe you have one of the presentation, please.
Okay.
Thank
You
you.
bet. I'd be happy to talk offline with anybody if you have any follow-up questions, or I can be a resource for any information that you might be interested in as well. Thanks again.
Well, and I
Yep.
just wanted to go back to Mapleton. I mean, they are just starting out this business of childcare, and Mapleton, it was wonderful to go there and see the provider. There were two applicants, both very capable, and the one applicant, she happened to be pregnant, and then she had a baby, and now she's finally starting after 6 weeks, is it, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yes. Now she is opening up. And if you go to the Facebook page of Business Childcare, there's some delightful photos of the end product. I took pictures of, and those pictures that he had were some of the end products, but I took pictures where there is still things that had to be put in. Yeah, and the framing wasn't quite done, and the playground was moved. So they have had a successful story. Now, of course, we have to go through 1 year, of support. But there's also the woman that works with you. Could you say something about the DHS, the former DHS? She owned her own childcare, and she worked for DHS, which is then the one that licenses daycares in the state. I mean, from the state, and not daycare, sorry, childcare centers. And now she is working for Jeff Andrews' company. Could you say something about
thanks,
your?
Lou. Barb Wagner is one of several on our team, and she actually oversaw family childcare licensing, which, to the earlier comments and just understanding the fraud element that was earlier discussed, has really been focused on childcare centers. Family childcare, frankly, have too few numbers to even probably make it worthwhile. But nonetheless, Barb Wagner has been on our team here in the last year, and she is one of our startup advisors. So someone like her will also work hand in hand with the selected operators in Long Prairie. And it's really about not just understanding kids and what you're going to do with the kids, as I often say, but the business behind it. Because at the end of the day, every existing family child care provider in Todd County even is a small business. And whether they're the best at business or not, they're still providing a critical business. And our focus is, while we're excited about new opportunities and new capacity, is to not overlook the needs, often that aren't that great, of our existing providers, our existing small business childcare providers, so that they can continue to be a part of that harmony that makes our overall workforce and economic development opportunities great. So Barb and others on our team, we don't try to do it all ourselves. We bring in those who have the experience that aligns and can make sure that every deployment is successful, it's unique, and it's aligned to that local community and its needs at the moment. Thanks again for the chance to be a part of your meeting today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and then one more thing. He's going to be meeting with Deed today to talk about the grant that is coming up for childcare. And it can be hopefully up to $600,000. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll come back again and
Yep,
keep
have
you
a
all
good-
posted.
Yep, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay. That's it, huh? Thanks, commissioners, everyone on staff. Have a great day. We're on.
Thanks, everyone.